There's a place in Louisiana where the past doesn't feel like it's over. It lingers, not in stories, not in memories, but in something far more unsettling. Something you can feel the moment you step inside. Hidden beneath towering oak trees in St. Francisville stands a house that has seen more share of history, war, loss, death. But what makes this place different isn't what happened here, it's what never left. The Myrtles Plantation is often called one of the most haunted homes in America. Not because of rumors, but because of what people keep experiencing again and again and again. Visitors walk through its halls and hear footsteps behind them, only to turn around and find nothing. They hear children laughing, faint, distant, echoing through empty rooms. Doors move slowly, as if someone unseen has just passed through. And sometimes, just for a moment, they see someone, a figure standing still, watching, gone the second you try to focus. But there is one part of the house that disturbs people more than anything else: a mirror. It hangs quietly, like any other, unremarkable at first glance. But the longer you stand in front of it, the more it begins to feel wrong. Because this mirror doesn't always reflect reality. People have tried to clean it, to move it, even to cover it completely, but nothing works, because whatever is tied to it doesn't go away. It waits. And sometimes it shows itself. To understand why, you have to go back to a time when this house was filled with secrets, and one woman who knew too many of them. Her name was Chloe. She was enslaved, living and working inside the plantation, close enough to hear things she wasn't meant to hear. So she listened. Through doors, through walls, through silence. And in a house built on power and control, knowledge like that was dangerous. When she was discovered, the punishment was immediate, brutal. Her ear was cut off, not just to hurt her, but to make an example of her, to remind her and everyone else what happens when you step out of line. But something changed after that, something deeper than fear. Some say she became desperate, others believe she wanted revenge. But what happened next would define the house forever. One afternoon, a cake was served, a normal moment in a normal day, until it wasn't. Shortly after eating, members of the family fell violently ill. Pain spread quickly, confusion turned to panic, and within hours, lives were lost. The word spread quietly: poison. And the blame fell on Chloe. What happened to her next depends on who you ask, but the most common version is this: she was found dead, her body hanging not far from the house. A life ended violently, suddenly, but not completely, because soon after, people began to see her. A woman in a green headscarf standing in the distance, watching silently. Near the trees, near the windows, sometimes inside the house itself. Always present,
always still.
But Chloe is only part of the story. Because inside the house, something else remains. Something tied to an object that should be ordinary. The mirror. At first, it was just small things, handprints appearing on the glass, faint, almost easy to ignore. They would wipe them away, only for them to return, again and again. Sometimes larger, sometimes clearer, as if someone was pressing from the other side, trying to reach through. Then came the photograph. A visitor stood in front of the mirror, just like anyone else. They took a picture, nothing unusual, just a snapshot, a memory. But later, when they looked at it again, something had changed. In the reflection, behind them, were two figures, small, faint, but unmistakable. Children. There had been no one else in the room, no one standing behind them, no one who could have appeared in that reflection. And yet, they were there. The image spread quickly. Investigators examined it. Skeptics tried to explain it away. Experts looked for signs of manipulation, but no one could fully explain what appeared in that mirror. And that's when the experiences started to grow. More visitors came, more people stood in front of the mirror, and more people left, shaken. Some said they felt watched the moment they entered the room, not just observed, but studied, as if someone was aware of them, understanding them. Others reported sudden cold, a drop in temperature that made no sense, like someone standing too close without ever being seen. Some claimed they saw faces, not clearly, not long enough, but long enough to know they weren't imagining it. And then there were the sounds, whispers, too quiet to understand, but too real to ignore, coming from behind, even when no one was there. Today, the Myrtles Plantation is still open. People still visit, still walk those halls, still stand in front of that mirror. Some come curious, some come skeptical, but many leave with questions they can't answer. Because this isn't just a story, it's something people continue to experience, something that hasn't stopped. Staff members have their own stories, objects moving on their own, doors opening slowly, lights flickering without reason, and the constant feeling of not being alone, even when the house is empty, especially when it's empty. At night, the atmosphere changes, the air feels heavier, the silence feels deeper, and the house somehow feels awake. There are reports of a woman standing on the balcony, looking down at visitors below, silent, unmoving, watching. Some believe it's Chloe. Others believe it's something else entirely. Because whatever is here may not just be one presence, it may be many, and the mirror is where they appear, still hanging, still unchanged, still reflecting more than it should. So what is really happening here? Is it just a legend, a story shaped over time, growing more dramatic with each retelling? Or is there something else, something tied to the past that refuses to leave? Historians have questioned parts of the story. Some details don't match records. Some events may have been exaggerated. But the experiences, the fear, the photographs, those remain, unexplained, and the mirror is still there, waiting, watching, reflecting. So if you ever find yourself standing inside the Myrtles Plantation and you see that mirror, you might feel curious, you might feel brave,
You might think it's just a story. So you step closer, you look into the glass, and at first, everything seems normal. Just your reflection, just the room behind you, nothing unusual. Until something changes. A shape, a movement, a presence. And in that moment, you realize you are not alone. And whatever is standing behind you has been there all along, watching, waiting. And now it knows you can see it.